to another video. It is Hunter, and today we're going to be talking about my top 15 favorite animatronics of all time. So we're just going to hop right into it. So in my number one spot, we have the Nightmare Harvester from Spirit Halloween 2018. He has been one of my favorite animatronics ever since he released. 2018 was my favorite year from Spirit Halloween. It was the first year that I ever got to experience. Sadly, I never got to see this animatronic in person, but I just love the design of him and his pumpkin that he holds. He's so different and unique, but I just love him so much. I have yet to find one that's at a decent price that I can purchase that's in, good condition. Hopefully I'll get one someday, and he is my number one animatronic. So my second favorite animatronic is one that I do own. It is the collector here. So obviously he's in the back of my video. I do have to make some repairs on his jaw there. That's why it kind of looks a little goofy. There was a split gear, so now I have to replace it, but that's okay. I'm so happy to own this guy. I don't have his original box, which sucks, but I'm hoping that I can find one eventually. Everything works on him, obviously, besides the jaw. I really like this guy. I like the classic Reaper look. He's just awesome. I love him. So that is my number two animatronic. All right, so for my third favorite animatronic here, we have Hugs the Clown. Hugs the Clown is such an awesome animatronic. I think everybody loves him. No matter if you hate clowns or not, Hugs the Clown has got to be in your top 5. He has a great lunging motion. He's a great jump scare. And overall, he looks awesome. Like, who can't love Hugs, right? So he's my number 3 animatronic. All right, so for my number 4 animatronic, I have Cotton Candy Dan. Now, Cotton Candy Dan obviously released in 2024. I love the color scheme of his and his animation where he has the rocking motion of the stick that goes back and forth. Then the head pops up. I really wish I would have bought this guy. I never did. I hope to see him return within the next couple of years. I know he was a big favorite of lots of people in the Haunter community, so I really hope this guy returns, but he is my 4th favorite animatronic. In my number 5 spot, we have Michael Myers from 2018. Now, I know not a lot of people like this Michael Myers. He's prone to a lot of problems. I've heard that the motherboard can catch on fire. You can start smoking or just stop working altogether, which is insane. But this was the first ever animatronic that I did see. So in 2018, we had a Spirit Halloween in our Regent Mall here in Fredericton, and he was the first one that I seen, and he scared the living crap out of me. But I think that's what started my passion for my animatronics and stuff today. I love Michael Myers, even though he is a little derpy looking. He's going to be my favorite for forever. So he is my number 5 animatronic. So for my number 6 animatronic, we have Pennywise from Spirit Halloween 2019. Now, I love the It movies. It is one of my favorite clown movies of all time. Trust me, I have a couple more. He's just such a cool character. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Tim Curry Pennywise, but Bill Skarsgård nails this Pennywise, and I just love the animatronic and the animation where he jumps up above you. It is just awesome. I really like this guy. Hopefully, I can also get him eventually someday, but he is my number 6 animatronic. In my number 7 spot, we have Crouchy. Crouchy is... I'm at a loss for words for this guy. I love Crouchy. He is so big and simple, but he's just so scary. Just his face, he just has a simple side-to-side motion, and he just laughs. He has a deep, roaring laugh, and he's just one that I really hope to own one day. He's another 7-footer, just like the collector behind me here, made by the same company, actually. So hopefully I can buy him someday, and I really like that animatronic. He's so simple but creepy. He is my number 7 animatronic. In my number 8 spot, we have Shorty from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is another one of my favorite clown movies here. I've watched it so many times. I also have another Killer Clowns animatronic that hopefully I'll be able to do an unboxing here soon. Hopefully I can get Shorty within the next little while. He's just one that he's so iconic, right? He has that punching scene from Killer Clowns from Outer Space when the guy says, "Are you going to knock my block off?" and punches his head off. I think he's just such a classic animatronic, and he's known throughout the horror world, I guess. So that's who I have at my number 8 spot. In my number 9 spot here, we have Looming Strawman. So Looming Strawman also comes from Spirit Halloween 2018. Obviously, we can see a little bit of a trend. I love clowns. scarecrows, and pumpkins. Those are my main two things that I really love. I also really like the graveyard characters, just like the collector back here, but I really stick to scarecrows, pumpkins, and clowns. So, like I was saying, I have Looming Strawman as my number 9 animatronic. I love his motion where he kind of looms down and tries to grab you. His face mold and how his mouth and eyes light up red. So cool. He is something that we haven't seen before. Nothing like it has the same motion. I love his phrases and his voice and has great detail. Hopefully, I can also own this guy someday, and he is my number 9 animatronic. In my number 10 spot, we have Pumpkin Patch Prowler from Spirit Halloween 2018. I love this guy. I know I'm going to say it 15 times, but he just rocks around in like a simple motion. His hands light up, his head lights up, and he just has that deep kind of echoing laugh, that sinister laugh. And he would go great in a pumpkin patch or just a farm theme in general. I think he's not very tall. I know that. He's not a super tall animatronic. He might be just as tall as Hugs, so 6 foot. I feel like my Hugs at least is a little bit shorter than 6 foot. But he's not super big. I do really like this animatronic though, and also is one that I can hopefully own one day. Most of these animatronics I really want to own. But yeah, so in my number 10 spot, we have Pumpkin Patch Prowler. All right, so in my number 11 spot, we have Jack Straw from Spirit Halloween 2019. I feel like this guy is such an underrated animatronic. Now, he was the first animatronic to show that jumping up motion from sitting to jumping. He also shares the same mechanism as Demonic Dahlia, which I feel is a little bit more popular than Jack Straw. But again, I love the Scarecrow animatronics. He's so cool. I love the cartoony look to him. Like, he looks like a scary scarecrow, but also kind of looks like a little kiddish. Again, great animatronic. Hopefully, I can own this guy one day. So yeah, in my number 11 spot, we have Jack Straw. In my number 12 spot, we have Barnyard Butcher from Spirit Halloween 2014, I believe. I think everybody can say that they love this guy. He resembles a scarecrow that has cut off a farmer's head and put the scarecrow's head on the farmer's body. He has a side to side motion. He holds the farmer's head. The farmer, sorry, moves his mouth and his eyes light up. The scarecrow's mouth and eyes also light up. I think he's such a cool animatronic. He's so simple. I would really like to see this guy return eventually. I know that I'm not the only one that has said that, so hopefully we can see this guy make a return within the next couple of years. But in my number 12 spot, we have Barnyard Butcher. In my number 13 spot, we have another Pennywise animatronic. We have the Pennywise Sewer Grate from Spirit Halloween 2021. Obviously, I love Pennywise, and this one is such a unique animatronic. We don't see anything really like it. So it obviously resembles, like a sewer, and Pennywise vastly jumps out of it. And I think he's just such a cool animatronic. They did an amazing sculpt on the animatronic. I think it looks very close to Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, and hopefully I can own this guy someday. I really do like this animatronic, and I think he is awesome. In my number 14 spot, we have Pumpkin Nester. Obviously, we've seen this guy return for the 2026 season. Now, I'm super excited to see this guy return. I have always wanted this guy. I like the stupid jokes that he makes at you and just his overall look. I think he's so awesome. And even though he doesn't have the swinging motor, he rocks back and forth. His eyes light up and his mouth moves. Hopefully, eventually, I can buy this guy because I really do like him, and he would be one that I would love to own in my collection. Now, down to the last animatronic, my number 15 animatronic is obviously Creepy Towering Clown. I don't own Creepy Towering Clown. Hopefully, I will eventually. I love my clowns. I just always been a fan of clowns. Surprisingly, I used to be horrified of clowns and couldn't even see like people dressed up as clowns because I would be scared so bad. But now they're basically my favorite thing ever. So we have Creepy Towering Clown from Spirit Halloween 2017. Uh, Obviously, he's the one who started the 7 foot tall phase because he was the one that started 7 feet, right? So we have the collector here. He went up to 7 feet. I have so many different animatronics that are, really tall, and he's the one that I think has started it all. He is such an awesome animatronic. He's so simple. He has a side to side motion. His mouth moves, his eyes light up, and his head moves side to side as well. He's so creepy. He's awesome. And again, hopefully I can own this guy one day. There you have it, guys. That is my top 15 favorite animatronics of all time. I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Now, this list probably could have continued going on, but I wanted to try to make the video short as possible so you guys can continue watching through. Again, I didn't even get to mention Henry Hustle in here, so honorable mention to Henry Hustle. I love Henry Hustle. I love all my animatronics. There's not one that I don't love. But thank you guys very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.